Hello and welcome to my channel. With me today I have a video of a white man which has gone viral in making people talk on TikTok. Now in this video he is seen being proud when talking about or introducing himself to people who may not know him on social media. He says, as I quote, I am a school shooter and I did 17 years in prison. Now you might be wondering why people have a problem with him or his video. Well, it is because people are worried of his growing huge fan base on his TikTok account and him following survivors of mass shootings. Now, a lot of people on TikTok are now thinking that maybe the idea of TikTok being banned or closed in America was a good idea after all. Like, how can such a person have a TikTok account? Let's take a look at his video.
Well, for those who don't know, I am a school shooter. I did 17 years in prison.
Now, trust me, there is a lot of backlash from people, and people are saying that this would not be allowed if he did not have the privileges that he has because of his color. Now, his other videos or content on TikTok teach about systemic oppression, and the sad part is that he has a huge following of about 250,000 followers. Imagine. And the worrying part is the type of people that follow him and their comments. Guys, it's just a lot, guys. Let's check out some of the Stitch videos and hear what people have to say.
Oh my god, I find it so funny how y'all choose to give certain people a platform on this app. Like, why does this man have over 250k followers? 250k people are supporting him when he is he brought a gun to school. Like, that is just crazy.
Do y'all know who this man is? This is John Romano. He served 17 years in prison for going to his school when he was 16 and trying to kill his peers and his teachers. He was supposed to serve 20 and got out at 17. Now, how he got out, I don't know. But what's blowing to me is that not only did he get out and is living his life to the fullest, is what it seems, instead of in hiding, this man has 253,000 followers that are supporting him. He's being asked to come back to his hometown that he shot up to speak and being praised for working with the police. And free. Like, this man is free. Y'all cannot tell me white privilege is not a real thing or that racism is gone when shit like this can still go on. Like, this is crazy to me. 7 million likes? What are y'all liking? What about this man and his transparency says he deserves a second chance after all the trauma he's caused on these innocent families? Like, somebody gotta help me out. This is crazy.
I just came across the craziest thing. My sister sent me a TikTok of this man who is casually online telling everyone how he was a school shooter in 2004. And he is out with a massive platform. He has over 250,000 followers and his platform gets views. And I know America, like, we have become so desensitized to this. But like, what the and granted, my visceral reaction when I seen this was like, why do you get to have a platform? Why do you get to have this? And people died, and then I looked, no one died. He shot at people. I think some people were wounded, but I don't think anyone passed away. And he did 17 years in prison. But like, is that enough? What I want to know is his platform with the 250,000 followers and all of the views, is his page monetized? And should it be? Like, should people like this, get to have the same liberties as everyday people? Is it ethical, to monetize off of this? What about the people that you affected? Like, what about the people who are like forever traumatized? What about the person that you like shot at? Like, are they okay? Like, I don't want to hear from you. How can you help prevent school shooters? Like, what? What can you do? Is it monetized? I want to know if you're making money off of this. Like, how do y'all feel about this? Like, I don't know how to feel. I think it's pretty gross. I think it's pretty sick. And Yeah, I'm not a fan.
The story he is telling y'all is not what happened. He says, I just wanted to be taken out by the police, that he went into school, fired a few rounds into the ceiling. Assistant principal attacks him, the firearm goes off, he's arrested. Now what really happened, went into the bathroom to text his friends, hey, I have a weapon, leave now. Goes in the hallway, is firing at students, they're running back and forth, chasing students into classrooms, he's a bad shot. They're being pointed at. Hits one student in the leg, he goes back into the hallway. Assistant principal attacks him, he fires at the principal. They're also hit. He gets arrested, and that night in the jail cell, the TV's playing the news of what happened and what he did. The CEO's report, he was laughing at it, giggling at the screen. Mind you, 250,000 followers. His comments, oh, everybody has a rough patch. I'm sorry, that's not a rough patch. Then this happened recently where he was attacked by a sword, and he claims it's because he's white. On the news, they not once bring up his crimes, says that he's gracious and compassionate. He does so much for the unhoused community. That man is a top-tier manipulator. You hear stories all the time of people in prison say the nicest people. You look up their record, comes to find out they've committed the most heinous crimes you can think of. They're constantly trying to manipulate everyone around them, but they have not changed.
White privilege is this man having 250,000 followers and monetizing his
And not just that, there are people still incarcerated for non-violent crimes. And me and my boyfriend were just talking about this. And this is exactly why people who do things like that, like, people's school, should be charged as domestic terrorists, because that's what they want to do. They want to terrorize. This is just someone that I cannot empathize with at all. And if I'm not mistaken, he's the same guy who, he talks about reverse racism and whatnot. So honestly, I don't think that his angle needs to be raising awareness, because everyone's aware of what happened. Those families that you affected, they're very much aware of what happened. So me personally, I think that he should change his angle from help me raise mental health awareness to help me end systemic racism and free those who are still incarcerated for nonviolent crimes, because I did this and only got 17 years and I get to make TikToks and work with the police. And another thing that just did not sit right with me at all about this whole story is his story is he wanted people to see his hurt. He wanted people to see his pain. He did not go to unalive anybody. He wanted to be unalived. I'm not buying it. There's so many effective ways to get what you want. And I don't need anybody being like, oh, well, when mental health is involved, because me personally, if I want to be, I'm most likely just going to walk into a police, not a high school where no one could do anything about it.
Now, I know it's a lot to take in, and I think not everyone deserves to be given certain platforms. Now, looking at his type of content, what he talks about, the number of people that support him is sickening. Like this has a very negative impact on society. Mass shootings occur worldwide, but are a particular problem in the United States. Although there are very many variables for MS, and each instance is immediately precipitated by different events, the commonality is that a significant number of individuals are unalive during their event. Now, recently, a contagion effect similar to copycat effect has been suggested in MS. Now, this effect suggests that behaviors can be contagious and spread across a population. Now, the theory does not, for example, provide information on what factors might influence another person to commit MS, or how the occurrence of MS can set the occasion for someone to commit a similar act. Research has examined how the general public interacts with MS on social media, typically through the lens of collective trauma, but not necessarily how themselves interact with social media. Now, the notion of celebrity culture in the age of social media has led to more mass public shooters who are motivated to unalive large numbers of victims for fame or attention. How these people use social media and the role of social media in these are emerging areas of research that could influence the practice of violence prevention and intervention. Now, let's take a look at some reactions from people in the comment section. Now, the first comment reads, "I can't imagine being unalived by someone and then realizing they are profiting off of having unalived me and having a mass following because of it. He obviously didn't consider how many kids are on this app and will see that on their feed. He just confirmed why I will never ever entertain an ex-convict. I don't care if it was a county jail for a day. It's a no. They're usually worse off. The fact that everybody in his comment section is supporting him and acting like he just stole a candy bar at a shop makes this even worse. I've noticed a lot of people have this idea that if they do something bad, it's okay as long as they perform a redemption arc and his video could encourage it. Now, it's inhumane and only serves to create bigger, meaner predators. It sounds like he's prepping to do it again, to be honest. Now, kind of sketchy. He's given the freedom. Why is he allowed to have a TikTok account? Does anyone also find it odd? He's following a lot of school shooting victims and pages against them. Now, there are thousands of comments on this and people are reacting to this video. What do you guys think about this man? Should he be allowed to have a TikTok account or any social media platform? Kindly drop your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.